before I even say anything else, and before we close out, thank you, for your contributions, and not just being here, but just thank you to your contributions to the industry as a whole, and really kind of paving the way, even for people like myself, to be seen as viable, in this business. So I appreciate you for that.
Yes, and I appreciate you being a part of this business, because you have a lot to contribute. I can see that, and you're a go-getter. I don't think you stood around for too long. You like to make things happen. So
hey,
I appreciate that.
I mean, that's what we're here to do, right? We got to
Yes,
leave it better than we found it, right? So
no doubt.
Before we close out, you're doing some consulting now. You're doing consulting, for individuals who are starting agencies. Can you speak just a little bit to that?
I work with a gentleman out of Erie, Pennsylvania. He has an organization called the National Association of Insurance Professionals, and he and I do licensing training in property and casualty. And so what he does is he works within different states and looking at a lot of the associations, and they're looking for people. Like I was saying, there is a need, because this in our industry, we're getting older. So the agent ranks are shrinking because people are retiring and what have you. So his main role is, and I'm one of probably 2 or 3 instructors that he'll call on to do a class or to work with. He goes out and he basically works with states through their apprenticeship programs. If they're looking to license, get a part of their process is certifying people in certain job roles. Then he'll get a opportunity with them to put together a class, and they will pay him and the students to attend, and I'll do that.
Awesome. So
offering, I'm doing it for a while.
Offering that knowledge and experience to someone else, giving them some applications and situations that they can take into their career. 40-year career, still going, even teaching now. What keeps you motivated now to continue? I mean, you don't have to.
I kind of felt like I really fell in love with this industry. I used the word, I had a calling. When I realized that I could, again, help people and help people of color. And my involvement was not only limited to African Americans, it was women, agents with disabilities, the LGBT community, the Arab community, Hispanic community, and the Asian American. I touched all those various communities. In this role that I had, I would actively go out and seek opportunities for agents like this with the travelers. So I enjoyed that. I got to culturally meet a lot of different people. So I kind of felt like, I'm Catholic by religion. So, when for a priest or a nun, and somebody said they had a calling to represent, Jesus Christ, well, I represented the travelers. That was my calling.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And to this day, I still do. If I'm called upon to talk with somebody about insurance or go into a classroom, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's the fire that keeps it going. For somebody who's listening, if they're thinking, they're kind of on the fence of whether they want to get into this industry or not, what would you say to that person?
Well, it is a lifelong educational process. You just can't, to me, you just can't get into it as particularly as an agent and not fully comprehend the nature of the product. And there are a lot of myths in the world of people, of the consumer, about how insurance works.
Yes.
So I think anybody who wants to get into it has to be one that really wants to develop it and learn the details. Learn about new products, new changes in the language.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the lifelong learning process. And your role as an agent is, to me, not any different than an attorney or a doctor, because what you prescribe to your client can make a difference in the way they will continue their lifestyle and preserve and manage their wealth.
That's right.
And that's what it's, to me, that's what it's all about. And people need to see your role as being that important.
That's right. You know, hey, so anybody listening, you know, the expertise is needed. You have to cultivate that expertise.
Yes, it's needed.
That expertise is needed, you know, for your community, whoever you are. It's needed for your community. It's for you to be able to make that impact. And I'll tell you, you know, like I said, Mr. Allen, you've made a tremendous impact. I want to say thank you, you know, for taking the time today, and in our conversations offline as well, you know, as a inspiration, and as, you know, you may not even know it, but even as a mentor, you know. And look, you know, I don't know how much you want to share. You know, if you want people to get in contact with you, I definitely want to open it up. If you want to, you know, share any contact information, or, you know, if there's any way that you want people to be able to get in contact with you currently, whether they want to take classes, anything you want to share with the public before we close out.
Okay. Well, at this point, there are no classes that are going on. Now, if any individual is looking to want to be a licensed agent, you can always contact your state Big I Association. It's the Independent Insurance Agents and Brokers. There's a organization in every state that will provide the licensing and the training needed. My training is specific to certain kinds of opportunities for people, but the state associations are very good providers of your ability to get a license. And there are also a lot of online licensing courses that you can take and get a license as well. But it's always good to get in front of somebody who can answer questions and give you a more of a reality check when it comes to understanding how insurance works.
That's right. And bounce things off of.
Yes.
So definitely, you know, you mentioned the Big I, the IAB, and also, you know,
the PIA.
II, Independent Agents and Brokers of America.
Yes, Independent Agents and Brokers of America, and the Professional Insurance Association also does training.
Professional Insurance Association, and NIA as well. You know, National Insurance Association. These are, you know, organizations that you can lean on and look to for support.
Oh, definitely. Good contact.
Good contacts as well. I'll make sure that I'll put some links, you know, in the video portion of this as well. Look, thank you all, you know, for listening. Once again, thank you, Mr. Allen, for being here, sharing your wisdom and knowledge. This has been an incredibly educational conversation. I know for the listeners, definitely for me as well. You're always a wealth of knowledge. Like I told you offline, you always leave me better than you found me. So thank you for your time today. And thank you for listening. And maybe you heard something that made you think, you should get a license. Until next time, take care.